The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, starring the entire Nelson family. Here's Ozzie. Here's Harriet. Here's David. And here's Rick. Here they are, America's favorite family, the Nelsons.
Oh, hi, Joe.
Now, listen carefully, Oz. Has Harriet seen that paper yet?
No, I don't think so.
Boy, are you lucky. Here, give me that.
What the heck are you trying to do?
Will you give it to me? I want to get rid of it before Harriet sees it.
Well, I haven't read it myself yet.
Okay, I'm just trying to do you a favor, that's all.
Hi, Joe.
Oh, hi, Harriet.
Who else is here?
Well, nobody.
You mean you two are making all that noise?
Well, don't look at me. I think Joe's blown his stack. Came barging in here and tried to steal my newspaper.
Okay, you'll be sorry.
Oh, hi, Clara.
There you are, you big chicken. Thanks for trapping him, Harriet. I didn't do a thing.
All right, so you found me, but I'm not going to write any mushy letter to the editor.
Mushy letter?
Yeah, why I love my wife.
There, you admit it. You do love me.
Well, suppose I do. That's not the sort of thing you write in a letter and publish in some silly column in a newspaper. It's something you say to your wife privately, softly, and tenderly.
Yes, once every 25 years.
I wish I had some idea what you two were talking about.
Yeah, me too.
You mean you didn't read about the contest?
No, I haven't seen the paper.
What contest?
Oz, don't ask.
Oh, it's on the woman's page. Here, I'll show you. See? Why I love my wife.
Oh,
You
yeah.
ask me, it's pretty ridiculous.
Well, nobody's asking you.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Well, now everybody knows about it except me. Isn't anybody going to let me in on it?
Oz, don't
You
ask.
stay out of this, Joe.
I'm trying to, and I'm trying to keep Oz out of it, too.
Come on, Joe. Look, what is it?
Well, it's just as Clara says. All the husbands are invited to write a letter about why I love my wife.
And print it in the paper here?
Yes, of course.
And the winning couples are going to have their pictures in there and everything.
And they're going to be presented with a beautiful plaque.
I can hardly wait.
Now, are you satisfied?
Why didn't you stop me?
How?
Well, I don't see anything to laugh about.
No, come on, Harriet. It's the corniest thing I ever heard of. You don't think anybody's actually going to write in, do you?
Well, of course, and I don't think it's corny at all.
Me either.
Well, I do. It's just like Joe says. When a man loves his wife, he tells it to her privately. He doesn't write it in a newspaper.
Well, why not? You read enough junk about unhappy marriages. I should think it'd be a pleasant relief to read about some happy marriages for a change.
Yeah, but that's not the subject. It's why I love my wife. Did you ever hear of anything so ridiculous?
Who's ridiculous?
Honey,
You're losing. You know that, don't you?
what else?
Come on, how about some ice cream?
Good thinking. Come on, Oz.
Aren't they a barrel of laughs?
You must admit they have a point, though. How would you like to write a letter about why you love your husband?
Not right now, I wouldn't.
Are they following us?
Not yet.
Boy, talk about your booby traps.
Well, the newspaper's trying to build up a little circulation. Oh, I must admit it's going to shake up a few households.
You think they'll get anybody to write in? I mean, actual people?
Oh, probably a few guilty husbands who are trying to square themselves.
Well, don't look at me.
Besides, I wouldn't worry about it. The girls weren't pressing too much.
Oh, I don't know. Clara was coming on pretty strong before we left the house.
She was probably just putting you on. You know, just looking for a little reassurance that you love her.
Are you kidding? Why does she need reassurance?
Okay. When was the last time you said, I love you?
Well, let's see.
See what I mean?
Well, she knows I love her. Haven't I stayed married to her all these years?
Well, now, that's a nice way to put it.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way. I mean I love her, but I don't see why I have to put it in writing just to make her happy.
Well, I know what you mean, but I'm just trying to look at it from their point of view. Who was it said, man's love is of man's life a thing apart? 'Tis woman's whole existence.
Are you trying to tell me something, Oz?
Well, like what?
Well, like, for instance, you want to write one of these letters?
Well, no, not necessarily, but after all, we are married to a couple of pretty nice girls there. And I do think it'd make them happy if we did.
You know, Oz, if I didn't know you so well, I'd swear you were drunk.
Come on, Joe, who are you kidding? Probably be a lot of fun. At the risk of sounding immodest, I must admit I used to write some pretty good love letters. Of course, I never mailed any of them. Except that one to Clara Bow.
I wrote some pretty good ones myself. And poetry, too. Of course, that was a little while ago.
Well, then it's a cinch. We'll just have to update the same old baloney.
There might be a lot of fun at that.
I'll say this much, it'll really surprise the girls. They're sure we turned them down cold.
Yeah. You have any paper and pencils out here?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fellas, we got you all set up in the den.
What?
You have your choice of weapons, pens, pencils, or typewriters.
Well, we fooled them again. Harriet, is this supposed to be 25 words or less?
It can be any length you like.
Oh.
Nice try.
How do you spell vivacious?
You say Vivacious. Vivacious.
Oh, is that about me?
No, Oz is writing that.
Well, what's the matter? Don't you think I'm vivacious?
Well, of course you are.
Then write it down.
I've already taken it. You don't want me to be a copycat, do you?
Well, I think you ought to write something down. You haven't written anything yet.
Well, I can't think of anything. I mean, I can't think of how to start.
Well, I'll give you a hint. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all?
Walt Disney.
How you doing?
No peeking now. I haven't finished yet.
Well, I just thought I might give you a little help.
Would you girls mind removing yourselves? You're making us nervous.
Well, how can Joe be nervous? He hasn't even written anything yet.
Well, I'm writing something right now. My wife makes me nervous.
Oh, come on, Harriet.
Harriet.
I was just leaving.
Why I love my wife. I think it always helps to write the title down first and underline it.
Let's see, I got cards, spades, a little casino.
Okay.
I wonder what that's all about.
I don't know. Was it Joe or Ozzie?
Sounded like both of them to me.
I think you're right.
Well, they're not supposed to be writing anything funny. I don't know about you, but I'm going in there and find out what's going on.
I'm with you.
The girls.
Okay, you guys, what's going on in here?
Yeah, you're supposed to be writing something sentimental.
Well, we are.
Well, what about all those gales of laughter? And what are you hiding there, Joe?
Nothing.
You are too. Now, let me see it.
No, Joe was just indicating he thought you were a living doll. Isn't that right?
That's right.
I can imagine. Now, come on, let me see it.
Okay, see for yourself.
Promise you won't laugh now.
I promise. I better take him home.
Oh, Clara.
Come on, Lord Byron, you've had it.
I'll compare notes with you later, Oz.
Okay, and if you think of anything good that you can't use, let me know.
I'll do that.
But don't wait up.
Oh, Clara, I thought of lots of nice things about you tonight, but somehow they seem to slip away when I start to put them down on paper.
Good night, Harriet.
Good night, dear.
Good night, Ozzie.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, Joe. Well, back to work.
Oh, you really don't have to write that letter, you know.
Oh, I know, but I'd kind of like to. It's like a challenge. No, you know what I mean. I've started, and I'd kind of like to finish it. She's the perfect combination of all the things a man could want in a wife. She's thoughtful. She's considerate. Not only that, she's a good cook.
Hi, Pop. Hi, Pop.
Oh, hi, fellas. What brings you guys over here?
Oh, I just went bowling. We thought we'd stop by and say hello.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Mom says you're writing the great American love letter.
Well, I'm afraid it's a far cry from that.
Mind if I take a look at it?
No, have a laugh for yourself.
How'd you get trapped into that?
Oh, it's kind of a long story. I guess you might say it started when I first met your mother. Oh, thanks, Dave.
Let me see it.
Something seems to be missing, though. I mean, just putting down a list of things doesn't necessarily tell why you love somebody. It's more than that. It's a feeling of warmth and tenderness, a realization that you need each other and that you're a part of each other.
Gee, that sounds great, Pop. Why don't you put that down?
Yeah, that'll go right where you left off here.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't think it really matters to your mother if I mail it in or not. I just thought it'd make her happy if I made the effort.
It seems kind of a shame to write it and then not turn it in.
Well, yeah.
Well, of course, Joe Randolph is writing one, too, and if he sends his in and I don't, I'm in a lot of trouble. If it weren't for that, I'd just write it and throw it away and forget the whole thing. Hello? Oh, hi, Joe.
Say, how does this sound? How do I love thee? Let me count the ways.
Sounds like Elizabeth Barrett Browning.
Well, look. If you promise not to send yours in, I'll promise not to send mine in.
Okay, you got a deal. Don't double-cross me now. Okay. Bye. I just solved my problem.
You mean about the letter?
Yeah, I'm going to send it in. Right into the wastebasket.
It's a shame, Pa.
Oh, it's pretty silly.
Well, it's up to you. We better get going.
Oh, are you leaving so soon?
Yeah, I guess we better.
Did you finish your letter?
Well, more or less, I decided not to mail it.
You did?
Well, you said you didn't care.
Oh, yeah, I guess I did, didn't I?
Good night, Pop.
Well, good night, Rick.
Night, Mom.
Good night, dear.
Good night, Mom.
Good night, dear.
And good luck, Pop, for whatever you do.
Mildred, lend me a dime for the dryer.
Oh, sure. Would you mind? Thanks.
You say you're having trouble with Herman, Mildred?
Oh, not Herman. Herman's shirts. Would you mind? That dirt on the collar. My detergent and bleach just can't get it out.
Oh, you must be using a weak bleach. To get out dirt like that, you should add Clorox. Here, look at George's shirt. Clorox adds cleaning power that gets out dirt, detergents, and weak bleaches leave in. And Clorox works just as well on pillowcases, socks, towels, everything.
Say, you know, this Clorox bleach is a real...
Really, mister, this is a private conversation.
Well, I would...
Remember, the added cleaning power of Clorox gets out dirt, detergents, and weak bleaches leave in.
Now, look, we're definitely not sending in those letters, right?
You mean to the contest?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I threw mine in the wastebasket.
Well, I just wanted to make sure. I better get back to the office.
Don't forget these.
Oh, sorry, Oz. Only one of them is mine.
Oh! Well, I try.
Pardon me. Is anyone sitting here?
Not right now.
Would you mind if I sat down?
Please do. I'll be leaving in just a minute. Can I help you with anything here?
No, I think I can handle it, thanks.
I'll take that.
Oh, thank you.
Is it usually this crowded in here?
Oh, I really don't know. I don't eat here very often. Sure is crowded today, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I was lucky. I was afraid I wasn't going to get a table. And I'm in a hurry, too.
Well, if you'd like me to help you eat any of that, just let me know.
I think I can manage it, thanks.
You see Sally anywhere?
Not yet. She should be along any minute.
How long does it take to drive around the block?
Well, maybe we just missed her. She'll be right along.
Oh, my goodness.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Where is Sally?
What is it?
Well, I don't think you better look in there.
In where?
In there, in that restaurant.
I don't see anything.
It's Ozzie sitting with the blonde. But don't look.
Oh, yeah, it is Ozzie, isn't it?
I wonder who she is.
I don't know. I don't recognize her.
Seems to me I've seen her someplace before. Why don't we just walk in and say hello? That'd satisfy your curiosity.
Oh, there's Sally.
Well, what about Ozzie?
Come on, Clara. She's holding up traffic.
Hello, Ozzie. Gee, maybe I shouldn't have waved. He ducked out of sight. Harriet?
Thank you.
You're running along. Well, it's nice to have talked to you.
Oh, thank you. Same here.
Bye.
Bye.
I know you don't want to talk about this anymore, but I'm sure I've seen that girl someplace before. At least her picture.
What girl?
The one Ozzie had lunch with.
Oh. Well, I'm sure he wasn't trying to hide from anybody. After all, it was the cafeteria, and they were sitting next to the window.
Harriet, you're ruining a perfectly good story.
That's about what it is, too, a good story.
Aren't you even a teeny bit curious about who it is?
Of course I am.
Well, I must say you're playing it pretty cool.
Well, probably because I know he'll come right home and tell me all about it.
He will?
Oh, sure. He always feels guilty when he runs into a pretty girl, and he figures the best thing to do is come right out and tell the truth.
Some men will never learn. I have to run along. If you want to stay at my house tonight, you let me know.
Okay. Bye-bye. Well, hi, dear.
Hi.
Well, how was your day?
Fine. Oh, boy, something sure smells good.
Lamb stew.
Oh. And homemade biscuits.
I hope you're hungry.
I sure am.
Sometimes when you've had a big lunch, you're not hungry at dinner time.
Not me. I'm always hungry.
Did you have lunch alone today?
No, with Joe.
Joe who?
Joe Rego.
Oh. Hello?
Well, what'd he say?
Nothing yet.
Didn't he say who he was having lunch with?
Well, yeah.
Who was it?
Joe.
Joe who?
Joe, your husband, Joe.
Are you kidding? Joe hasn't worn his hair like that in years.
I didn't think so.
Well, I happen to know who it was, and you have nothing to worry about.
What do you mean?
I think I recognize the blonde.
Oh, who was it?
She's the one who started all the trouble.
You mean at the New Year's Eve party?
No, but the contest. She's the feature editor of the woman's page.
Are you sure?
Well, there's a picture of a blonde at the head of the column, and it looks just like her. Besides, it makes sense, doesn't it?
In what way?
Well, Ozzie's letter won the contest, so they had lunch together to talk it over.
But he and Joe made an agreement not to send their letters in.
But he did anyway, because he's a sweet, devoted, loving husband.
You know, come to think of it, that is just like Ozzie to surprise me like that.
You sure are lucky, Harriet. That's all I can say. Well, I'll talk to you later. Joe just came in. I got a few nasty things I want to say to him before I forget.
Okay, goodbye.
Harriet?
Yeah?
Is dinner just about ready?
Yeah, just about.
Is something the matter?
No, on the contrary, everything's fine. Just fine.
Hi, Joe, come on in.
Fine traitor you turned out to be.
What are you talking about?
You know darn well what I'm talking about. All I've heard since I got home is, why can't you be thoughtful and romantic like Ozzie, instead of a no-good bum like you are? You no-good bum? Don't try to pull that don't try to pull that innocent stuff on me. You sent that letter into the paper after you promised you wouldn't.
I did. Come on outside before Harriet hears this. This is ridiculous. Now, look, I don't know what the heck you're talking about, and I didn't send the letter in.
Then how come you had lunch with the editor?
I had lunch with you, and you know it.
What about that good-looking blonde who sat down with you after you rushed me off? No wonder you were trying to get rid of me.
You left, and she came along and asked if she could sit down at my table. The cafeteria was crowded.
You don't have to give me that phony story. She was the editor of the woman's page, and you know it.
The editor of the woman's page?
That's right. Clara recognized her. She and Harriet were downtown shopping, and they saw you through the window.
I never saw the girl before in my life. She's an absolute stranger.
Then how come you invited her to lunch?
I didn't. She sat down at my table. I told you.
She did?
Yes.
And you didn't enter the contest?
No. Evidently, this is more important to the girls than I thought.
Yeah, now Clara's mad at me because I didn't enter.
And when Harriet finds... Oh, this is awful. Hey, when does the contest end?
I don't know, but they're supposed to announce the winners in tomorrow morning's paper.
Well, then maybe I still have time to get my letter in.
You still have it?
Well, I think I remember what I put down.
Hey, maybe I ought to turn mine in, too. Now, how did that go? Oh, yes. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways.
Yes, I'll get my script.
Oh, hello. May I help you, gentlemen?
Yes, we're looking for the editor of the woman's page.
You're talking to her.
Oh, you?
Well, yes, is there something wrong?
No, I thought I had lunch with you today, but I guess I didn't.
No, not that I recall. I guess the picture at the top of the column must have fooled you. That was taken about 20 years ago when I was a blonde.
This isn't the girl, huh?
I guess it isn't.
Well, that's Clara for you. Always making mistakes. She called me Henry till we were engaged.
Now, is there something I can do for you, gentlemen?
Yes, we'd like to enter these letters in the contest. Why I love my wife.
Oh, I'm awfully sorry. That contest closed at noon.
Gee, you mean we can't enter these?
I'm afraid not.
Gee, and I wrote this out in longhand. How do I love Clara? Let me enumerate the various ways.
Joe.
I'm awfully sorry, gentlemen. Well, I'm afraid it's out of my hands.
Well, maybe I could get this in some other section of the paper.
Well, I don't think it would go under the sports section. And we've discontinued our Lonely Hearts column.
Oh. Well, we'll go quietly, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ozzie, the paper's here.
Now, wait a second. Before you open that, there's something I want to explain.
I know, you're one of the contest winners.
No, I'm not.
Here.
No, it's not there. It's in the personals.
It's right here on the women's page.
It is?
See? Ozzie Nelson, one of the contest winners.
Well, how is this possible? I didn't send my letter in.
I know the boys did. David called me this morning.
The boys?
Yes, they liked your letter so much that they sent it in. Ricky fished it out of the wastebasket. I think it's wonderful.
Well, so do I.
You know, I think I have a pretty special husband.
Well, I don't know about that, but you sure deserve one.
Now, what was this you wanted to tell me about the personal?
Oh, well, I knew you were expecting to see something special in the paper this morning, so, well, it's kind of silly, but here's a little bonus.
No matter who wins the contest, I love my wife more.
Signed, the Izzo. That's Ozzie spelled backwards. Pretty silly.
I think it's just beautiful. You know, I like this even better than the letter.
Oh, thanks. Joe put one in, too. He didn't want to spend the money, so he just put Me Too, Joe Randolph right into mine.
No. I don't see it.
Oh, this is awful. They put it in the wrong place. Not responsible for my wife's debts. Signed Leo Benson.
Me Too, Joe Randolph.
Upstairs.
Okay, where is he? I know he's here. I can smell his shaving cream.
That way. Poor Joe, he sure could get himself in trouble.
I know. Say, I just happened to think. If you were having lunch with the editor of the woman's page, how come you didn't know you were one of the contest winners?
Oh, no, that blonde wasn't the editor.
She wasn't?
No, she was just a girl who, Look at this again. Why I Love My Wife by Ozzie Nelson. I know she's putting me on, but why take any chances?
Allerest for Allergy presents a bedtime story.
Oh, it's another one of those hay fever nights.
If you have hay fever, you don't have to wake up miserable. Wake up this way.
Slept like a log, heads clear as a bell.
What did it? New Allerest time capsules created for people with hay fever who want a good night's rest. Also, there are famous Allerest tablets for quick relief.
You know how nice fresh deodorant cream is, homogenized so it's kind to the skin. And fresh stick, dry and cucumber cool. And fresh roll-on, creamier and always on the ball because it's upside down. Now Fresh is the first leading antiperspirant with a spray for women. Spray fresh, stay fresh. Spray fresh, stay fresh.
Tonight's Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet was brought to you by
Clorox bleach. Clorox gives you the specific cleaning power that gets out dirt detergents leave in.
The National Safety Council says a really good driver never takes anything for granted. He expects the unexpected and is prepared to react fast. Quick thinking in a pinch is a lifesaver, so don't take a thing for granted when you're at the wheel. Overconfidence can dull the sharpest reflexes. Many of the 37,000 people killed on our highways last year might still be alive if good drivers never relied on chance. Drive as though your life depended on it. It does, and so do the lives of others. Live up to the rules. Drive carefully and courteously, too. Watch for warning signs. Obey posted speed limits. For your own protection, insist on strict law enforcement. When traffic laws are obeyed, deaths go down.